Welcome to the PPG Residential Painter Training Series, helping you add more services and jobs to your painting business. I'm your host, Jim Cerrone. Today, we're demonstrating how to clean, prep, and coat a garage floor. Keep in mind that no two jobs are exactly alike, and each job may vary. Let's head inside. We're here in the garage with Bob Johnson of PPG Technical Services, who's going to show us how to tackle this floor. Hi, Bob.
Welcome to the job site, Jim.
Well, thanks. Bob, first of all, how do we know if a garage is suitable for a floor coating?
There are a few things to look for. First, you need to look for moisture. If there's a moisture problem, chances are you're not going to be able to coat that floor. Common signs of a moisture problem are visible white crystals or white powder on the floor or on the surface. That's where moisture is migrating through the surface, coming through, forms a layer on the concrete, so no paint is going to stick. Also, if the floor is visibly damp or the air is noticeably musty, chances are the conditions are too damp, no coating is going to stick, including an epoxy floor paint.
Now, how can you be sure you don't have a moisture problem?
An easy way to check for moisture is a plastic sheet test.
To do the plastic sheet test, tape an 18 by 18 inch square of clear plastic sheeting to the concrete floor on all four sides. Avoid placing your test in direct sunlight. If after 16 hours any condensation is found under the plastic, or if the surface is visibly darkened, it's considered too wet. Cold weather and temperature swings may affect the test, but obvious moisture always indicates a problem, and any floor paint will eventually fail.
In addition to the plastic sheet test, you can also pour a little water on the concrete floor. If it beads up or sits there for a long time, the concrete likely has a sealer on it or grease or oil contamination. Concrete saturated with oil will probably never successfully be covered with any kind of paint or epoxy.
So moisture isn't the only potential problem to look for?
No, you actually have to concern yourself with oil contamination, previously applied sealers, or additives that may have been added to the concrete.
If the concrete is contaminated with oil or grease, the first step is to clean the surface with an alkali detergent cleaner and commercial degreaser, such as DuraPrep 125. For optimal results, use the detergent in combination with a steam cleaner, but you can also do it manually. To clean the surface with DuraPrep 125, allow the cleaning solution to soak 3 to 5 minutes, keeping the surface wet at all times. Don't allow the surface to dry during cleaning. If the surface does dry, reapply the solution and complete the process. For heavy or stubborn contamination, it'll be necessary to scrub the wet surface with a stiff bristle brush, scouring pad, or other tool to loosen and break away the contamination. When the cleaning cycle is finished, rinse the surface thoroughly with ample amounts of clean water to remove all traces of contamination and residual cleaning solution. If necessary, repeat until the surface is absolutely clean and ready to be prepped.
Beyond oil or grease contamination, if the floor has been treated with any kind of waxy or silicone-based sealer after it was poured, no paint will stick to it. Also, certain additives used in concrete can cause the coating to fail no matter how well you prep the surface. Examples include curing compounds, chemical hardeners, bonding agents, bond-breaking agents, or additives used to improve air entrainment, concrete workability, gas forming, or accelerated curing. Ask the homeowner all you can about the concrete that was poured and advise them of the risk up front.
So moisture, oil or grease contamination, old sealers, or concrete additives are all concerns?
That's right, Jim. And if the floor was already previously painted and that paint is peeling or popping off, most likely any coating you use will experience failure also. Experienced or properly trained painters know when to advise the homeowners not to try and coat a problem floor.
Okay, we've cleared the hurdles and we're on to the surface prep. What's next?
Surface prep should be a significant portion of any coating project. Every surface and environment are unique. Some surfaces will accept coatings with minimal prep, others always exhibit problems.
Why is proper surface prep so important?
Well, it's because it can take several months for failures related to improper prep to appear. By then, it's too late to do much except remove everything, start over, costing you precious time and resources. That's why doing the minimum amount of prep is always very risky, especially when working on somebody else's home.
Okay, now we know why it's so important. When it comes to garage floors, what are our options for prepping?
Well, Jim, generally there are 3 ways to properly prep a concrete floor: shot blasting, acid etching, and grinding.
On large commercial jobs, the most common method of surface prep is mechanical shot blasting, also known as blast tracking. It involves blasting the surface with small steel shot similar to BBs at extremely high speeds. It's really not a practical or affordable option for homeowners or residential painters. Another method is acid etching, in which an acid and water solution is applied and a chemical reaction etches the concrete, making it porous enough to accept the coating. Acid etching requires a flat surface to help ensure the solution stays in contact with the substrate so that it has enough time to etch into the concrete. Precautions should be taken to prevent the solution from running off and attacking surrounding areas such as our blacktop driveway. After the solution has had time to provide a proper etch, the surface will need to be rinsed several times to make absolutely sure no acid residue is left on the surface. You can check to make sure the floor has a neutral pH of 7 to 8, with pH paper available wherever swimming pool supplies are sold. Because of the potential drawbacks of acid etching, we recommend grinding for most residential situations. Grinding is as simple as it sounds. We use a mechanical grinder, which can be rented at many PPG locations, to rough the surface and make it porous enough for the coating to bond. So as you can see, Bob's finished grinding the floor.
That's right, Jim. It gives us a surface profile similar to acid etching, only it's safer and easier.
So what's next?
Well, when it comes to garage floor coatings, we actually have a couple of options. If you want a solid finish, you can apply a solid color acrylic stain like the one we're using today, or you could choose a solid color epoxy or a multi-layered decorative flake floor that may require more detailed training. Most painters, however, should have no problem applying the acrylic stain. Today, we're using 2 coats of PPG Permacrete Color Seal WB acrylic concrete stain. Before applying our coating system, make sure the total surface is thoroughly dry. Drying can be accelerated by heat or the use of fans to blow air across the surface. For the best performance from a coating system, concrete must be clean and have a uniform porous surface before application. When properly prepped, concrete should have the feel of 80 to 120 grit sandpaper before a coating is ever applied.
Permacrete Color Seal WB Interior Exterior Acrylic Concrete Stain 4-4200 series is a film-forming, tintable, waterborne acrylic concrete stain, ideal for use on interior, exterior, above-grade, vertical, and horizontal surfaces. This fast-drying stain is water and chemical resistant. Color Seal WB has exceptional hot tire resistance while providing good adhesion. This low-odor product seals the surface and improves the appearance of the substrate by adding color and durability.
After applying acrylic stain, allow 5 full days for curing before allowing automobile traffic on the surface.
A professionally coated garage floor can make a big difference in the appearance and performance in one of the busiest areas of a home. Why not offer this service to your residential customers as a way to increase your sales? It looks beautiful and when professionally applied performs well. I'm your host, Jim Cerrone. Check back to ppgpro.com for new videos to help your residential painting business reach its full potential.